Jonathan Allen is an award-winning journalist and a New York Times best-selling author. Right now, he's also a political correspondent on NBC News. He wrote a book called Shattered, which was an inside look at the Hillary Clinton campaign. You might have seen it everywhere a few months ago, and I'll probably do a book review on it coming up. And it was an amazing look at the campaign and how everything went wrong. But in this video, I want to talk about the other side of it. Jonathan Allen is a best-selling author and he's on NBC. So I wanted to talk about what his career looked like. How do you do that? So let's jump into it. Here are my takeaways from the conversation with Jonathan Allen. First, we talked about how to build your career.
You know, my mother once said to me, no one interesting who's her age knows what they want to do with their life. Meaning that it's okay if you're 25 or 30 or 35 if you're not entirely sure what you're going to do with your life, because, you know, there are a lot of different opportunities. And I tend to think of it that way. I don't think of my career in a sort of big, broad way. I've kind of moved from place to place based on, you know, what interested me at the moment.
What I find so interesting about that is he says he doesn't have a vision. He was just trying to get better at the work. And this is something I've seen with a lot of these top performers, especially in the entertainment field, is they'll take a 10-year view. They'll say they don't worry about money, they only worry about art. But it's really that they don't worry about money in the short term, but in the long term, they know that if they work on the art for years and years, eventually something will hit and then they'll end up with a career. And then I wanted to know how he thinks about the future. How does he plan his career?
Yeah, it's not that I don't worry about it. It's just that I have ADD. Now, I'm worried about what am I going to be doing 3 years from now, 2 years from now, a year from now. How am I going to put food on the table? Those things are, you know, those are drivers all the time, I think, for everybody. But I guess I just mean that you should, at least in my case, I have paid much more attention to what's in front of me immediately. And, you know, the books have changed that a little bit because you make a commitment, you know, years out to deliver something. And so that kind of forces your timeline to be a little longer. I think there are plenty of people who think they know what they want to do for their lives and that guides them and they do it. It works out successfully. It's not the way I operate, which is interesting because as a reporter, you know, we spend a lot of time moving from topic to topic to topic. And as much as you want to plan for the long term in reporting, it's very difficult to do that.
When somebody's in this position, like when I was talking to Jonathan, I assumed that he didn't want to write a Hillary Clinton book when he was a kid because Hillary Clinton wasn't really around. So I wanted to know as a kid what his dream career was. What path did he start off on to end up where he is now?
Basically became a journalist because when I got out of college, I didn't think that there was anything else that I could do. I mean, my father was a journalist and I had written for local newspapers dating back to the time I was like 13 or 14. And so it was like the one thing that I felt confident that I might be able to do. I thought I might want to go to law school, but after working at a newspaper for about a year, I decided that I wasn't going to do that I was going to stick with journalism for a while.
Then we talked about mastery.
It's important to really master your subject material, you know, whatever walk you're in. Work during the hours that other people aren't working. You know, I can't control how smart I am or how talented I am or whether I'm good looking or not, but I can control how much I bust my ass. And so that's the thing that I think was very helpful to me from a young age, was just a work ethic. And I don't know if it's fair or not, but there's certainly a conventional wisdom among older folks in the workplace these days that millennials don't work hard enough. And my guess is it's more of a complaint that every generation has about the next generation. But, you know, in an environment where the expectation is that younger people may not work as hard or may not have the ethic, showing that you have that is kind of a double benefit.
This is huge as well because at the level that he's competing at, it's assumed that you're amazing at writing and then everything else is soft skills on top of that, getting intro to the right people. But us as creators, if we're not at that level of world-class mastery, if we're not creating stuff that can compete with a book like Shattered, there's no point in even pitching for the opportunity. Get that level of mastery first, run through the hard stuff, and then we can go pitch these guys. A little different than what we're doing, which is more like assembling our boat while we're swimming in the ocean, trying to have people on like Jonathan so we can learn as we go. And I'll say they're both equally valid, but Jonathan's been there. He's about 10 years ahead of us, so you gotta learn from him as well. Now that I've gone on that very self-interested rant, I wanna talk about how self-awareness plays a role in your career.
I think self-awareness is important, and you have to be willing to work with other people and to understand that no matter how good you are at stuff or how smart you are, you don't have a monopoly on smart. And you have to be able to, for most big projects that you're going to deal with, you're talking about a book or a movie or something, you really have to be able to work with other people, and that requires give and take. And I think that's an undervalued aspect of success.
If you want to check out Jonathan's book, Shattered, all about the Hillary Clinton campaign, there's a link to that in the description below. And if you want to listen to his full podcast interview, that's in the description as well. If you want the exact contract that we use to sign new business, it costs us about $1,000 to put together. There's a link to that in the description box. If you like this video, I'd love if you would, one, like it on YouTube, but also think of someone you know who might get value from it and email it to them. That would really help me and the channel. And if you run a company and want more enterprise clients, so large companies to work with you, check out experiment27.com. We can help. I'm Alex Berman. Thanks.